What's good with y'all, man? It don't matter who watching this. I love you, because I know who you really are. Not like specifically on a personal level, but I know what you really are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get, distracted and consumed by the experience they're going through, which we call this life, but you are so much more. There's a big shift happening. There's a big shift happening right now. A lot of people are waking up to the fact that they're more than the experiences that they go through. They're more than their body, they're more than their ego, even their mind. They are so much more than they could ever imagine. People all over the world are waking up to this fact. But regardless of that, the video I'm bringing y'all today, a lot of people at work, a lot of people in my everyday life, a lot of people, even around me, they ask me why I'm so positive, and they ask me like, you always so like happy. I don't ever see you down really. And I get down sometimes, but most of the time I'm happy. I generally have a positive mindset. I tend to focus more on the positive more than the negative. And generally in my experiences, that's just been a more comfortable, more natural way for me. So this video is just gonna be about, how to live a happier life, some of the things that help me. And I'm still, it's a progress. There is no cap. There's always more to accomplish. There's always, a next level to where you're at. There is no top of the summit. There is no top of the mountain. There is always a next goal, a next, thing to pursue, whatever. There's always something. There's never an end, and that goes with, physical health as well as emotional and spiritual health as well. So I took some notes on, this is a good way to keep track of yourself. Get a little notebook or something and you take some notes. If you feeling, just write it down, manifest that. That's a spell really. But did some notes on how to live a happier life. These are some of the things that I took a little bit of time out of my day to just write down and jot down so I could, share something from my head, my thought forms with y'all. Maybe y'all could benefit from this shit, But first thing is to celebrate the small victories, the small things that you do. Celebrate the small things. Like, let's say you woke up and you took a shower, you cleaned up your apartment like I do sometimes. You just absorb yourself to the present moment, just good shit, Todd. You cleaned your apartment, just be thankful that you even have one, and you're actually able to clean it. Clean up the house. Say a good job that you recorded a video, edited it, and posted it to YouTube. Now millions of people can see it, or however many people. That's an accomplishment. So you just celebrate the little things. You tired at the basketball court. I play ball and I skate. I do these things, keep me grounded and centered. Somebody offered me a bottle of water. I'm so great, like right here. Grateful for the little things, Stay hydrated, man. Drink that spring. You see this? It's not a sponsor. Look at this shit. You see this 100% spring water? Drink this shit. I drink a lot of water. I don't know how much a day. Probably a gallon, maybe more. I drink a lot of water. People ask me why I close my eyes when I drink the water. I don't know. That's just something I do. I close my eyes to drink the water. I don't know. Let me see. Like, I close my eyes because maybe I think when I open my eyes while I drink it, it's like distracting me from really tasting the water. I don't know. Something like that. But next step, no excuses, man. No excuses. I struggle with this. I used to love the word but I'm learning to remove it from my vocabulary. It's difficult, and yes, it is a process, but the awareness, it's the awareness that counts. Don't fall back into old habits. I was thinking a certain way for a really long time, and I was following somebody else's program, and I realized that I had to unplug from the matrix, from the program of, what we have as children, as kids, when we grow up. We have us, pure, right? Basically, as we grow up, whatever we eat, whatever we think, how my body is now, I'm gonna try to explain it to you. How my body is now is just an accumulation of food and water and all this other shit that I put into my body to make me how I am now. And how I think is just a bunch of impressions that have, that I've received and, interpreted and in my own way, in my own perspective, and made my own thought forms from the impressions that I was receiving from, you know, these other forces, these other, maybe my parents or maybe my environment, things like that. So I just try not to, you know, fall back into old habits. You know, this video might be a little all over the place, but this list is not really in order. It's just pick up where you need to pick up. I hope y'all following me. You know, focus on progress, no matter how big or how small the progress is. Let's say you're trying to, you know, write a book, or let's say you're trying to make YouTube videos. The fact that you know, recorded something, maybe you don't even post it. The fact that you actually, you know, took the time out to actually record something, jot your thoughts on the video form, and actually watch the shit, you know, that's an accomplishment, because you're one step closer to, you know, reaching your goal. Have goals, you know. Maybe you, you know, maybe you want to write a book and, you know, you don't write 10 pages a day, but you write, you know, maybe a couple sentences or maybe even a couple paragraphs. Say, damn, I wrote a couple paragraphs of my book. That's an accomplishment. You are that much closer to, you know, achieving your goal that you set for yourself. I have little journals, little dream journals, and other little things that I have, like what, like in this bag right here. I bring this little bag around. Used to call it the track bag, but this little bag right here, you can fit anything in this bitch. I be fitting, like, I got some deodorant, I got some, you know, but I keep a little notebook in here. It's a little notebook that I keep a notebook and some pens and a granola bar, because, you know, it's just stuff I gotta have in the bag. Whenever I'm thinking something and I can't get it off my present mind, I write it down, I jot it down, because I know that, you know, nothing happens for no reason. So I know if something comes to me and it's on my mind, it's on my mental for a minute, I gotta write it down, because it might mean something later. Maybe not to me, but if I share this with somebody else, it might, you know, turn on the light bulb in their head. But yeah, write down your goals, you know, keep a little journal and just start writing, because writing is really essential. Not so much as, you know, like even art, but like manifesting. It's really manifesting. Like when you thinking about something, yes, it's just a piece of vibration in your head, but it doesn't manifest until you take action, you know? And you are one step closer to the action by actually writing it down, you know? I did this thing called the, a vision board or dream board. I'm not sure, but it's back in my mom's crib, my old crib I used to stay at. But it was a poster board that I had made. And it was like at the beginning of 2019 or in 2018, beginning of 2019, it was a vision board. And I said, by May, I'm gonna have my apartment. I'm gonna eat healthier. And, you know, I just had these little goals on there and stuff like that. I had a certain amount of money in my account. I said by the end of 2019, I'm gonna double it or something like that. And and I met none of the criteria for the that was on the vision board, but just I had it posted on my door. So like every day I woke up and I left my room or I came in my room, I saw it, you know. If I could find it, I'm gonna show y'all. Damn, it's back in my mom's crib. I'm gonna try to get it and put it in the video. If I don't, oh well, y'all get what I'm talking about. Just look up vision board or dream board and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get my crib by May 2019, my own apartment. It didn't happen in May, but just me writing it down and looking at it every day, it really manifested. I have my own apartment now, you know, I got my own stuff. And it didn't meet the goal that I expected, but I feel like me writing it down and looking at it every day, it created you know, I used my creativity, my imagination to, you know, it was on my present mind a lot more. So that made me think about it a lot more. That made me want to get it more. That made me want to strive for it more. So stuff like that. Instead of saying, you know, I could do that, but, or I want to do that, but, let's go back to the no excuses. Like try to remove but from your vocabulary. So when you have the word but in your vocabulary, it's just, it creates something in your mind. Like, I want to do this and I can do this, but you know, it's like you going good and it's just bam, you just hit a wall. You got to somehow find a way over the wall or, you know, around the wall to, you know, continue. But don't remove the word but from your vocabulary. I mean, I know I just said it, but y'all get what I'm trying to say really. Don't fear judgment. I mean, whether you be super successful or whether you're not successful, whatever that means, not accomplishing the things you want to accomplish, I should say, you're going to be judged regardless, whether it's by people you know or people you don't know. So if you're gonna get judged regardless, why fear the judgment of anybody? Your parents, your brother, your friends, your coworkers, it doesn't matter. You know, fear is this saying that fear, you know, is an acronym.
It's just false evidence appearing real.
Fear is created in the mind. So essentially, if it's created in the mind, it can be destroyed in the mind just as easily. People don't understand that. Fear holds a lot of people back. Even with simple things, you know, like maybe talking to that girl or having an idea that you want to bring to your family about, you know, drinking more water or eating a little healthier, cutting back on the soda and, you know, reducing the meat and stuff like that. You might fear the judgment from them, you know, or something like that. You know, don't fear it, you know. It's created in the mind. It can be destroyed just as easily. Fear stops a lot of people from doing the things that they really want to do. And it stopped me, personally. It stopped me. And sometimes, you know, it creeps on me, but I have to, you know, be aware of it, catch it by the fucking neck and, you know, do away with it, you know. It's a little easier nowadays, but back then, probably not even too long ago, probably 6-7 months ago, it was a little 11. It was a little difficult because I was myself and I was, you know, evolving into the person I am now. But it's just I didn't know as much then, and it was just a little more difficult, a lot more distractions, and I wasn't as tuned in as I am now to, you know, myself and the things around me. You don't have to achieve something massive to appreciate your accomplishments. Basically what this means, I wrote this, and what I was thinking about is people think that they have to do this big thing or do this great thing to understand that they're actually great in and of, you know, themselves. Me, you know, for example, at work, I always thought that in the beginning, not now, but in the beginning, I always thought that I had to, you know, work the hardest or be the best. And I mean, that's kind of my mentality, but apart from that, I thought I had to do all of this, you know, because there's things at work called picking, stowing, counting. I thought I had to go up and beyond, above everybody else. And that was the only way that I was going to get recognized and, you know, people say good job and stuff like that. But now I have a different mindset. Yes, I still work hard. And yes, you know, I'm not just an average worker. I do what I have to do. You know, I strive for diligence in anything that I do. Now it's a little different. But what I was doing was I was setting like super high standards for myself, and that was like taken away from the accomplishments that I was already making. Like I was doing what I had to do. I was meeting my quota, and at times, you know, let's say you're supposed to pick 400, I was picking at 500, 550, you know, and I did it so long that it became my norm, and I was always picking. Like that's the thing with that job. Like they realize you're good at something, they gonna keep you there. My folks from Amazon, they know what's up over there. They know what's up. They know how I work over there. But it's not, I can't really blame them because, you know, let's say I'm on a basketball team and all I do is shoot threes. Of course, I'm going to pass you the ball to shoot the three. That's what you're good at. But regardless of that, I was setting these goals and I was like, man, if I don't hit these goals, I'm not going to be great. But I had to remove that from my mind. Whether I hit the goals or not, I am great. You know what I'm saying? But I have to understand that. Whether you do something massive or not, you are great. It just takes exposure for a lot of people to understand that and see that. That don't mean you don't see it. You see what I'm saying? You're great regardless of all that. You gotta understand that. Take care of yourself, you know. All of these that I'm saying, you know, this is things that work for me to help me live a, you know, a happier life, a better life, whatever you want to say. And it's not done. It's not over. This list is not finite. I'm sure I'll make another video and add to it. It's booked by the end of my, you know, time here on earth. This book will probably be filled up. It probably won't even be this book. But, you know, I only go so far. You only understand that which you are the vibration of. So when I learn more, because I don't know shit. I really didn't start learning anything until I realized there was so much I didn't know. People ask me like, you know, what are you, you know, because I always say all the time, like, you're not your body, you're not this, you're like, even like the spirit or the soul, like, we only know so much, you know, we only know so much. So yes, we're, you know, using these terms created in the third dimension, you know, this third dimensional concept to try to get an understanding of what's really going on. But at the same time, down to a concrete definition, we don't know. That's the big woohoo. We don't know. But at the same time, once I realized there was so much I didn't know about me, myself, the universe, the things around me, the energies interacting with each other. As soon as I realized there was so much I didn't know, that was when I really started learning and understanding all this shit, really. Take care of yourself. Put healthy foods into your body. I said this in my last video, that food is information. Your body, it's an accumulation of what you put into it over, an extended period of time. Whether you're a baby and you drink milk every day, then you start eating eggs and food and mashed potatoes and macaroni and chicken nuggets and all that other shit, your body accumulates. It's just a big clump of mass. You're not your body. All this blood and veins, that's not you. That's just, the physical. The physical is just one little round. You know what I'm saying? They have this, the astral or the spiritual realm, or they have, the realm where your thoughts live. If your thoughts aren't in your head, where are they? They're in another realm, dude. But it's just a space, another space. Everything is, fluid in motion. In order for something to change form, it has to be fluid. It has to move. You see, like my hand's moving right here. It look like it's moving, but at the same time, it's not solid. Like my hand is not solid. It has to change form, and like how it appears on the camera, it has to change form in order to do that. Unless it would just be, it would stand still. Everything is fluid. Your thoughts, the world around you, Earth. Earth is a living, breathing being. It's not, and that goes like, Earth is a living, breathing being. Like, the Earth is alive, in better words to put it. The trees, the water, it's all alive. It's all vibrating at a certain frequency. The shit is alive. And when you treat the Earth bad, what happens? The Earth kicks back. Look at all these hurricanes and all this other shit. You gotta dig deeper and understand like what's really real and what's not. Shit can be controlled in the time and age we in now, but treat the Earth right, man. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Yes, that's golden rule, or somebody a long time ago said that shit, but it stands for what it is. Treat the world bad, and the world's gonna treat you bad back. What you put out is what you get back. Y'all know this shit. It's not that hard. Get out in nature. Soak up that good energy. That sun, man. That sun. Them trees. It's all info. It's energy, information, just like food. What you put in is very, 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 very important. Me, I had to realize, I don't know, I'll make another video about my, like, how do I say it? Not really awakening to food, but it's a better way to put it. More conscious decisions about eating and stuff like that. I was eating a lot of meats, a lot of soda, juice, candy, all that. I had a lot of pimples. I wasn't too lazy, but I didn't have the drive. I didn't feel how I feel nowadays. 1 to 10 on a normal basis, back when I was eating a lot of meat and a lot of dairy and stuff like that, it was probably, out of 10, I was probably feeling like a good 4 or 5 most days. I wasn't terrible, not like a 1 or 2, but nowadays I feel like an 8, 9 most of the time. Like, sometimes even 10. Like, I feel like I'm unstoppable type shit. I was eating a lot of chicken, eating a lot of steak and burgers and chicken nuggets and all type of shit. I didn't like how I felt. I'm saying the first week of me switching my diet up, there's actually a story that happened with me. Like, I was, getting connected to myself, and I was, learning about myself, kind of not like really isolating myself, but I was going within. That means, going inside myself to try to solve my problem instead of looking for, external answers. And I was just, in tune with myself, and I went to eat some chicken that my mom made. And I bit into the chicken, chewed it up a little bit. And as soon as it like went down my throat, my body threw it up. I threw it all up. And after that day, I was like, no more meat, man. No more chicken, none of that shit. Like, y'all talk about destiny and all type of shit. Like, whatever, man. I tasted that meat and I threw it up. I felt that fucking chicken. As crazy as it may sound, I felt that chicken. That chicken was scared. The chicken was scared when it died. I realized that the meat, when I eat the meat is not alive. The meat has no live enzymes to, heal my body the way it should, and give the right energy and proteins and stuff to my body that it needs, Yes, you can get protein from meat, but there are other sources. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessary. Look at gorillas, man. You see how big and buff them gorillas is, man? No meat, plant-based. You gotta wake up to this shit, man. A lot of foods that, didn't have no live enzymes. There's a lot of meat, burgers, chicken nuggets, all that, food cooked at really, really high temperatures. It had no live enzymes. I started eating a lot more greens, spinach, love me some kale, mangoes, blueberries, superfood right there, strawberries, a lot of fruits, pineapples, honeydew, love me some honeydew, a whole bunch of stuff. Then I moved later on in my journey, I moved on to like dairy-free cheese, because I struggled with cheese first couple months of me going vegan. I wasn't vegan at first, I was vegetarian, but then I just made that shift. Even now, like, I'm not super strict on it. Like, I'll eat a croissant. A croissant is made with like some egg and some milk, but I won't like pour a bowl of cereal with some milk. I'll get into milk another time, but, or like, fry up some eggs and stuff like that. I won't do none of that. I drink a lot of water, It's information. It's energy in formation. Water is essential to us. We're made up of 60% water. Water is essential to us. Think about it. You cut open a tree, right? This is how closely connected we are to nature. You cut up a tree, right? What you see inside? Tree rings, right? What does that look like? That looks like our fingerprints, right? You look at a tree, you see the veins, you see the branches, you see the leaves. What does that look like? It looks like the neural pathways in our brain. It looks like how our lungs look, the veins in our lungs. Come on, we come from nature. We are too closely connected to nature, man. It's not a coincidence, man. Earth, 75% water. Us, our bodies, right, or I should say 60% water. It's not a coincidence, man. It's not a fucking coincidence. Y'all have to understand how vital nature is to us. If there was no sun, no light, no nothing, none of that, you know how quick everything here would die? Let me just break it down so y'all can understand. Look, we need trees for oxygen, right? There was no sun, all the trees would be dead probably in a week. There's no oxygen, everybody would be dead in minutes. That's just a theory, but I'm just saying, like, look at the correlation between all of this and us and nature, right? But, there's some more steps on how to live a healthier, happier life, Understand your emotions and thoughts, man. You are not your thoughts, man. The thoughts in your head, most of them, not all, but most of them, damn near all of them, most of them, 90% of them shits are just subconsciously put there about things you see, hear, say, do, witness, experience, things like that. You're not even hungry half the time. You just thinking about that Olive Garden's fucking shrimp scampi that you seen on the TV 15, 30 minutes ago. You might even be thinking about that fucking Popeye's chicken sandwich that was viral and went, don't eat that shit. Don't play with your health. That fucking laboratory created whatever the don't eat that shit. You might just stay away from the meat altogether. And I'm not bashing on nobody that eat meat. I'm just, letting y'all know how I feel when my experience with the shit. Y'all could do your own research and understand, with eating a lot of meat, how that's related to cancer. But y'all could do your own research, man. Understand your emotions and your thoughts, man. Most of the problems that, us humans, us beings have in these human bodies is understanding our thoughts and emotions, man. I still, not really battle, but I'm still on my journey, just like every one of y'all watching this shit, just like everybody else. I'm still on my journey, and I'm still learning is a good way to put it. I'm still learning, And I kind of got a grasp for now on what's going on with my emotions and my thoughts, you know. I know that I'm not my thoughts, and I know I'm not my body, and I know I'm not my mind. You know, when I meditate, meditation just helps me, you know. There's different levels to meditation. People just close their eyes and breathe and think they're meditating, but it's levels to this shit, y'all. Hope y'all see me when I'm saying it's levels to this shit, man. The people who know what I'm talking about gonna know what I'm talking about. It's levels to this shit. But you gotta understand, like, how you feel, man. You gotta trust how you feel. Yes, people will lie to you, but energy does not lie. You might fuck up the interpretation or the meaning of those signals. You might give the wrong meaning to those signals, but once you, you know, get in tune with yourself and understand, like, you know, how you are and how you operating in this 3D, man, you're gonna understand a lot of stuff about yourself, man. And you're gonna understand that how you feel is the way to go. Not necessarily what you see or what you hear, but how you feel when you experience these things. That's really what's really going on. You know, you get that gut feeling, you know. Your gut has just as much, you know, neurons as your brain. It's like your second brain or your first brain, however you want to put it. But, you know, a lot of people are doing, do. A lot of people focus in this certain mindset that, you know, they're not doing enough. No matter how slow or fast they're going, they think they're not doing enough. They in this mindset of do. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Some people get $100,000, and yes, while that's not really a lot of money, but at the same time, you know, they say, man, I got 100,000, it's not enough, I gotta keep going, you know. At the same time, just breathe. Take a step back and breathe. You know, you have $100,000, or you somehow, you know, made, you know, maybe you have a business, or maybe something happened and you have $100,000. That's an accomplishment, you know. That's an accomplishment. 60% of Americans, damn near 75% of Americans don't have 500 in their bank account. You see what I'm saying? So you're doing very well for yourself if you got 100,000 in the bank, you know, just chilling. Just take a step back and appreciate the little things, man. Breathe. You know, just tune yourself to the present moment, because right now, the time is now. That's where the magic happens, right now, you know. No, don't do. Everybody in this do mindset. You just have to be. Think about this shit. That's why I wear this shit right here. It's a very important piece to me. It holds a lot of energy to me. A lot of people are doing, do. We have to move out of the frequency of do, and move into the frequency of be. Start being. Don't do, just be. See what I'm saying? Because once you start being, it's not going to take as much effort as to, all right, I have to manifest and do this. It's going to be natural and smooth, second nature. That's how you want your lifestyle to be. And you have to do for a little bit in order to be. But at the same time, you know, you have to make that transition. You know, maybe you research, it's another thing. Maybe you research, you know, how harmful eating a lot of meat can be. And you really love cheeseburgers. Every time you see a cheeseburger, you feel like it's pulling you. You feel the temptation, you know, but you have to do. You have to resist the temptation. And you say, you know what? It's not really as good for me as I thought, even though it tastes good, because most of the shit we love in this world is, you know, turning out to be bad for us. Social media, if you don't use it right. You know, a lot of these distractions in this world, you know, like sugar, salt, you know, creates this chemical reaction in your mind that we get addicted to. But we're not gonna get into that. That's for another video on health and food. We're just gonna stick to the how to live a healthier, happier life, you know, more on the happier side, because, you know, staying positive, that's the way to go. It's a lot of negative shit around me, a lot of negative shit around Draw, but, you know, you find that light in the darkness and you focus on it, it'll get brighter. Long story short. But you see that burger is tempting you, you're gonna resist until you don't have to no more, and it becomes your lifestyle. After a month, couple months, maybe even 3-4 months, maybe 5-6 months, it'll become your lifestyle. You don't try, it won't be a decision, it'll be automatic. It'll be like, what's your name? And you say Tyler, even though that's a label. You are a part of everything on a deeper level. Once you understand this, for me personally, it made me live a happier life. I wondered why these things happened. Maybe I was driving and somebody cut me off, and my first instinct was to curse and to be upset. But it used to be like that. But now that I'm more in tune with myself and my emotions and my thoughts, they cut me off and I say, damn, I observe that I'm about to get upset. I'm observing this feeling, and it's okay to feel this feeling, but I'm gonna choose not to, succumb to this feeling. I'm gonna choose to be like, all right, they didn't hit me, so I guess I'm doing pretty good. I mean, that's how I look at it. That's, things that I do in my mind to, keep it in balance. This is why this is so important. There's always a balance, right? So like, whenever an intense emotion is about to come to me, or whether I experience something or something happens, I noticed that I was in reaction mode a lot of the times. I was having this knee-jerk reaction to things, and I wasn't really thinking, I was just reacting. And I realized that wasn't always the best option. That shouldn't have been my go-to, my go-to thing to do. What I started doing was observing what was happening, understand why it was happening, and then made a choice about how I was gonna consciously respond to the situation in front of me. That'll help a lot of people. I know that for sure, because it really helped me. Don't just focus on your physical health. Maybe you work out a lot, that's good, that's healthy, but you also have to focus on your emotional health and your mental health. It's important. If you're not good here, you can't expect to be good out here, because your inner reflects your outer. Everything is backwards in this fucking reality that we in right now. But it's a long video. I'm gonna have to edit it, but it don't matter. This video will help a lot of people, man. Back to what I was saying earlier, like, you're connected on a deeper level. When you help somebody, you're helping a deeper part of yourself. Yes, things happen. Yes, you experience certain things, but at the same time, you have to understand that whether you realize it or not, things happen for a reason. Let's say you go to the court. This is just an example. Let's say you go to the basketball court and you playing ball and you got your team, and everything is going good. You balling, you hooping. Because I hoop. It's just an example that I'm creating for y'all to maybe understand what I'm trying to say. Everything happened for a reason. So let's say you at the court, you balling, you having a good time. You hustling hard, and it's neck and neck. It's a good ass game. You balling. You pass it to the kid who hasn't really contributed too much, but you pass it to him. Fuck it. Let them get the game ready. You pass it to him. He shoots the ball. He's wide open. He shoots the ball. He airballs. Other team catches the rebound, goes down the court, makes the bucket. You lose the game. You get a little upset. You lost the game, but at the same time, don't get upset that you lost the game. Just understand that maybe you didn't lose the game because of you personally, but maybe that loss, him shooting the ball and making your team lose, that triggered something in him to be like, all right, next time I'm gonna train and train and train and shoot, and next time I'm gonna make that shot. Maybe that loss motivated him to do better, make progress, get better at his craft. Just an example that everything that you're actually literally involved in might not involve you per se. It's just maybe for somebody else around you, or maybe for another event. You never know, but it's not for no reason. So can't go around blaming people. You just look at it for what it is, observe, and then make a conscious choice. But helping others, these things matter just as much as your own success. That's what I've realized. Like, yes, selfishness is good, but at the same time, you can't be too selfish. I know some people that that'll be like, man, I'm trying to get to the top, and as long as I could kick them under the rug and throw them in the fire, as long as I get to the top, I'm good. I know some people like that, and for a certain amount of time, short time in my life, I was at that level. So I realized it wasn't very healthy to me, because I realized my life generally tends to be worse when I treat other people bad, and my life generally, is better, and I feel better when I, treat others, more positive, in a more positive manner. But, helping others matters just as much as your own success. Me personally, I think it's way better to, you know, if I'm on my way to the top and I'm on my way, it's better to, you know, put other people on, you know, instead of me just going there by myself and soaking up all the glory. It's better to put people in a better situation, put people in a situation to better themselves, you know, instead of, you know, giving somebody $5 or giving a bum $10, you know. Take the bum to the store to get an application, or buy the bum some clothes or some shit, you know, instead of just giving them the money, you know, or because you don't know what they're gonna do with it. Who knows? Regardless, you know, you can help them in a way that actually help them. Instead, maybe they have an addiction, or maybe they're not even homeless. Maybe they scheming on your ass. They just finessing coming up. They done did that to 700 other people. But anyways, man, evolve by helping others and yourself improve, not just physically but spiritually and emotionally. This is very important as well. You know, this goes along with the ego, man. The ego sees me versus you, black and white. The ego wants to control. It wants to be in the driver's seat all the time. You see me looking down, I got a little bit of notes right here. I know I said that a bunch of times, but just ride with me, just rock with me, just soak up this good info, man. The ego will only take you so far in this 3D, man. And yes, it's a part of you, but it's not you. It's not the whole complete you. Yes, the ego is important because, you know, the ego is competitive, and competitiveness brings growth and progress and evolution. But at the same time, you can't get too caught up in the ego, because the ego is very, is dangerous in a way. You know, you can become too selfish and, you know, be wrapped up in your own world that you don't see that the damage you're causing to others and, you know, the things around you. But yeah, the ego will only take you so far. Like this hair, you know, how I dress, how I set up my apartment. That's all the ego, you know, it's all the ego. And you just have to be aware of things like that, you know. But you can only go so far with it, and you can only go so far to the point where you have to, you know, see yourself outside of the ego. You know, when I meditate, I just, you know, I breathe in. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my experiences, you know. Just repeat that stuff over and over and over. You know, sooner or later, you will separate from that. But that's it's a pretty long video, but I had to get this info out there. More videos coming. Those are the things for me that really, I had to write them down because it was a lot. I guess it was a lot, page and a half or just some notes, but I had to write it down so I wouldn't get jumbled and start rambling about some other shit. I had to stay on topic a little bit, even though I did ramble a little bit, but that's besides the point. It don't matter who's watching this. I love you. I can't be too loud. I got these old ladies next to me in these apartments, but fuck them for now. It don't matter who's watching this. I love you because I know who you really are. I know your potential. I know what you're capable of. It's this thing when you look at somebody, you know, don't look at them for, you know, their body, how they look, their experiences. Look at them for their potential. Look at them for what they could be. And you'll actually, you know, look in a more positive mindset. You see what I'm saying? But those are the things that help me live a happier life. I'm sure I'll make another video in the future, in the now or then, or whoever there is no present, past, or future. There's just now. And I know now is the future, now is the past, and now is the present. It's all happening now. But regardless of that, have a good day. I love you. Peace.